Hi, you guys. Today we're talking 10-minute makeup routine. Like, what does my realistic 10-minute routine look, which is what I have time for most days. So when I don't have the time for all the lotions and potions and 10 different makeup brushes and 15 different makeup products, what am I actually using to efficiently get ready but still feel polished and really enjoy the outcome of my makeup look? So if you would like to learn more about a quick makeup routine, or in general, you are a multi-use product, just show me how to get out the door fast sort of gal, then today's video is one that you really might enjoy. So let's go ahead and get started with a 10-minute achievable makeup routine. First things first, we are going to talk about skincare. When I don't have time to do all of the things, what do? I start with a milky toner. Now, this is my go-to favorite. This is from Rhode. This is the glazing milk. This can go ahead and be the one step that you do before your sunscreen because it's going to moisturize and hydrate the skin, as well as hydrate those under eye bags, wrinkles, creases, crevices, give it a little bit of a plumper, juicier look. Now you'll see I already did that on my skin because if I am being efficient, then I need to do some skin prep. See, it's just this glazing toner here while I am doing some other things. Do you see what that looks like? This, particularly in the summer, is a great way to prep the skin, give it some glow, give it some hydration, and you are done when you don't have time for a lot of other things. Now, like I said, this one is from Rhode. This is Hailey Bieber's brand. If you're looking for one, I like it almost as much. Like if I had to pick, I'm picking this one. But if you're looking for something off Amazon that is really effective, this is the Anua 70 Plus. And you'll see this one is even a little bit more liquidy. Look at that. But I love this almost as much. I actually love to use this at night as well on the neck, the chest, the décolleté area, but you can also, generally speaking, use this with any routine, but specifically with a very minimal skincare routine to make sure that your under eyes are hydrated. Now you can use this or the one from Rhode. You don't have to use both, but one of these as a first step in your routine, and then you can go in with sunscreen. This is like your serums, your lotions, your moisturizers, all your things in one step. I did want to mention that those are silicone free, as is the sunscreen that I'm going to go in with next. This is the Supergoop Mineral Glow Screen, and this is what I'm going to use as my second step in my routine. This is going to serve as my sunscreen, but it's also going to give me that beautiful glow to the skin overall, creating a really nice base and allowing me to use less makeup when I am talking, I only have 10 minutes and I want to do a minimal routine. Do you see how beautiful of a sheen? This one is in golden hour and they have different colors. Now, keep in mind when you're putting on your sunscreen, you do want to do 2 fingertips, okay? So we're going to go ahead and we are going to, step 1 was use our toners. Step 2 is going to be to use our sunscreen, and it is going to give a beautiful base glow. And now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to give this 15 to 20 minutes to dry down before I actually go in with my makeup routine. So in order to be as efficient as possible, I did my toner before I jumped on. I quickly threw on a shirt. Now I put on my sunscreen. Next, I'm gonna go do my hair, and I'm also going to prep my perfector. So in that 15 to 20 minute time frame, we can get our hair done, our clothes on, and everything will be ready to go. Everything will be sunken in, and then we can move on to our quick makeup routine. Hair is done, clothes are on, sunscreen has sunk in. Should actually get my hair out of my face so that we can start our actual makeup routine. So there's a little storm coming through right now, so I'm not sure what it sounds like on your end or how much lighting is changing because I do film in front of natural light, but just keep in mind if you hear rain against the window, that is indeed on my side of the house. We are now ready to go with makeup. When I think of fast makeup, I am thinking multi-use products, all coming out of one compact and keeping my color story or my look as simple and monochromatic as possible. So for me, instead of, okay, where is this and where is this and where is this, I'm gonna use minimal brushes and I am going to do all of my makeup out of this one palette. If you are new to my channel, this is Saint Makeup. And while I love many different products and I try and review and test a lot of different makeup, when it comes to simplifying my makeup routine, needing to do something fast and get good coverage, I'm always coming home to this one customized palette. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna customize my palette to a quick, easy, and like I said, pretty monochromatic look. So I'm gonna start with color correction, which is what I'm going to use to reduce some of this redness, the area of darkness under my eyes and my eyelids. And like I said, we're gonna keep it to minimal brushes today. So when I'm doing fast makeup for my color corrector, and I'm thinking fast summer makeup, so I'm not going full coverage. I am going light to medium coverage, my skin, but better. And for me, that is going to be to reduce that discoloration on the eyelids, under the eye. I have a little bit of acne right here and around the nose where I have this redness. I almost just stuck my finger up my nose. Oh my goodness. And then I'm gonna grab a brush for the rest of my color correction. So I'm going color corrector because I do want a little bit of kind of a blurred effect to the skin today. I want my skin, but better. And I want it to last all day. So I'm gonna take care of the darkest points of my face first. And I'm gonna use this as basically my eye primer today as well. So we have this area done. Let's go ahead and grab a brush. And I'm gonna pretty much do my entire face today with this makeup brush. This is the blush and bronzer brush. And I am gonna get some of this additional discoloration that you see right here. A little bit on the chin. Now we're gonna work on toning down this cheek. Now I have a lot of redness, so my color correction needs might be more than most. There we go, we are color corrected. Now I wanted to show you, I'm getting ready to open a new foundation shade. These are what your Saint makeup tins come in. It's gorgeous packaging. These are all magnetized, individually poured, and they can be swapped out at any time. So this is going to be a brand new one that we're gonna pop right in here. And I can swap this out in the winter for a lighter shade. As the summer goes on, maybe I'll need a little bit of a darker shade. But since you rarely get to see me open a new tin because my makeup does last a long time. This is a less is more product. So while that tin looked small, it is very mighty. If I were to do my makeup every day, this tin would last me 2 to 4 months. My color corrector would probably last me about 4 to 6 months. Geez, a bronzer, probably a year. Now, we're doing 10 minutes, so let's also use that to finish up the eyes here. I color corrected to reduce that blue and purple, but I want to bring it back to kind of matching my skin tone. So I'm just popping a little bit of my foundation shade over top. Let's pull that down the neck, go a little bit in between the brows. And now, speaking of brows, let's go ahead and frame the face before we start working on some of those extras like bronzer and blush that we can also use to create our eye look. Part of the efficiency, again, is being able to keep everything in one palette. I don't have to open and close a different bottle or component or compact for every single product that I want to use. Like right here, this is going to be my brow gel. So I'm just going to grab a setting spray or a prep spray and I'm going to activate that brow wax. I'm going to take my line spoolie brush here, and I did wipe off any excess that I had on my brows. And now I'm just going to lift them and frame the face. And it can be that simple. You can go in and use some of your contour with the other side to fill in any sparse areas with the line side of the brush. And now, so simple. We are like done with our complexion side of things. I am gonna go back to the original brush that I was using and I'm going to pinch it together and I'm gonna do a little bit of contour, which is absolutely, I mean, it's never necessary, but sometimes when we're thinking like fast face, one of the first things to go is contour. But I'm just going to do a little bit up here at the top of the cheekbone. Since it's already in my palette and I can do it all with the same brush, it really makes like having to make choices on makeup like simple. You can literally like choose it all and still get it done super fast because it's right there. Like you don't have to open or close anything. You don't have to pull for a new brush. You can use what you have in your palette and quickly get it done. So I'm just tapping on the top. I'm gonna flick up to make sure we have a lifted look. And now I'm gonna go underneath the jawline to chisel out that a little bit. Underneath, pull it down the neck so everything is matching. And now we have color corrected, we've put on our foundation, we've done a little bit of contour. If I'm going dual purpose, I am choosing a bronzer illuminator all-in-one. So this is Xanadu. It is a combination of Bella Bronzer and Glow Illuminator that have been pre-mixed for you. If you're somebody who doesn't like any sheen whatsoever to your bronzer, then just choose your favorite bronzer tone. But if you're somebody who's always using highlighters and illuminators on top of your bronzer, this dual purpose is gonna work out awesome for you. So now we are bronzed, and I'm gonna switch my brush for the first time to the eyeshadow brush. You can use the blur brush, you can use the bright brush. I'm trying to think at the time of this video, if you watch this before July 31st, Saint is still having a last chance sale. So some of these products may be available to you, like Love Spell, the blur brush, I believe this palette, this eyeshadow illuminator. There are over 100 products on 50% off last chance sale that are being discontinued to make room for new goodies. So you can always take advantage of that. Now, we are talking one cohesive look with the fewest products possible, all in one compact. So I am going to take my Xanadu bronzer, and I'm going to use that as the base to now carve out the eye. So a little bit in the outer corner, and then I'm getting up onto the base of the hood. And now I'm gonna go into my actual contour to deepen it a little bit. And again, I'm doing this all off of one eyeshadow brush. I'm gonna run that a little bit underneath. And now we have the base of our eye look done, and we are literally almost done with an entire makeup routine. And look how pretty that looks with like minimal effort and next to no time. Let's go back to the blush and bronzer brush. And now when you're thinking of a monochromatic look, it's usually pretty simple to find yourself a neutral that you like. So for me, this is nude. It is a mauve toned nude, which I find works amazing when I'm thinking multi-use, because I am thinking lips, cheeks, and eyes all in one. So something with this mauve tone to it is just a personal fan favorite of mine. I'm going to go back to my eyeshadow brush. Now keep in mind, this is on the lid. Everything that we have used so far on the eye is a cream. So if you have mature eyelids, oily eyelids, crepey, creasy eyelids, or a hooded eye like I do, if you cannot use a cream, consider setting it and seeing if that keeps your creasing to a minimum so that you can really utilize this like all-in-one look. all you need to do is take your Vanilla Dust setting powder, which I also am opening a new one of. So I wanted to show you the Makeup Down brand new makeup. This is the tin for the Vanilla Dust setting powder, and this will click right in to our component right here. Again, everything is magnetized. So now I am going to pull up my perfector sponge, okay? This is for removing excess, making sure that everything is seamless. So I'm gonna take the pointed end and I'm going to make sure that I have nothing sitting in my fine lines and wrinkles. I'm removing excess, making sure that we are blended. There we go. We have used our perfector. Now we are ready to go ahead and set the face and set the eyes so that you have really good longevity from your makeup. You can either use the powder brush. I'm gonna be generous when I set my eyes. And I need to like tilt my head back, make sure I have no cracks, creases, crevices, so that I'm getting a good set here. Or this brush is a part of the sale and it's being discontinued, which makes me sad. So if this is not available, then just grab your favorite like puff and go ahead and set any areas that you are prone to creasing, anything that you want to mattify, anything you want to reduce glow. And now we're going to talk about just the finishing touches of our 10-minute makeup routine. I'm going to add one final product. This is also part of the 50% off sale. This is our cherry lip conditioner. I'm a big fan. We have cherry, peppermint, and vanilla. And these are all on. I'm hoping they come out with a new one because these are being discontinued. But I definitely always need hydration on the lips for sure. So we're gonna go ahead and add that, kind of complete our palette. But what I'm going to put on next, just as a matter of preference, is I'm going to do a little bit of Love Spell, which you'll see nude is a satin. Love Spell is more of that gloss formulation. I'm gonna make sure that I don't have too much. I'm gonna go ahead and just add a little bit of glow. See how pretty that is? Oh, I'm gonna add a little bit of that to the top of my cheekbone. And I'm also going to incorporate this into my lip look. Now for the eyes, let's flip to our second layer here. If you want, you can leave your eyes just as is. We've pulled together contour, bronzer, and a little bit of that nude to have a very simple, cohesive look. Or you can take something like Pup and get that up into the crease. This will help further set, but also bring out some more of that color if you want additional depth to the eye. Now I'm gonna go into Eve, and that's going to really pull out that nude as well as the Love Spell tone. And when you're going through, you can build a palette from scratch that is just like one cohesive look, one look for the everyday. And it can be a front and a back, and we can customize it to the shades that you need for your skin tone, for color correction. If evening out your skin tone or dark under eyes or anything like that is important to you, you can pick lip and cheek colors that are going to be dual purpose, as well as, you know, your bronzer illuminator combo, or you can keep them separate. And then just a couple of eye shades in that same color family so that this is easy every day. Now me, as somebody who owns, you know, all 300-400 Saint products, because I'm a makeup girly, I do tend to have like one small palette like this. This is what I consider my like on the go, in the car, throw it in my bag, because I always want something that I don't even have to think about. So I have like my personal palette that I have 9 different lip and cheeks because it's a really large 3-layer palette. And then I have this guy. So you can always customize multiple palettes, one for your car, purse, bag, like this could be your work one. And then you can have something for your more, extensive makeup days. Or you can just be a makeup minimalist and love a 10-minute makeup routine every day and pick out something that's really simple like this. Lastly, I'm gonna take Drift, and I'm just going to pop that onto the lid. And again, all of these steps are just kind of a matter of choice at this point as to how much or how little you like and how much or how little time you have. Because I can certainly do all of this in under 10 minutes. I do it quite frequently. So this is that same eyeshadow brush, taking Drift underneath the brow and a little bit on the tear duct. And I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes, and then we're gonna finish this off with a lip look. I'm pretty sure it takes me just as long to do my mascara as it does the rest of my face. But there we go, you guys. So we have a polished, like hydrated, glowing skin look here. It's very cohesive, monochromatic without being boring. And we done it all in a matter of probably less than 10 minutes at this point. So I'm just gonna finish it up, and I'm going to grab my multitasker brush, which has two ends to it. That's probably not the best way to see it. This flat pointed end, and then this bigger brush end. And I am going to use the same products that I have been using. I'm gonna start with my contour. I'm gonna leave my lip conditioner on so that we're working with a hydrated base. But I'm gonna use my contour as my lip liner today. And underline a little bit for definition, just to make the lip look a little bit bigger. And because I can blur it out, because it's just my contour, right? It's not gonna dry down and be difficult to work with. It's very simple to work with. Overline just to keep its bow a little bit. Now I'm gonna use my finger to go in and fill that in with nude. Then I'm gonna use my paddle end of my brush and finish that off with a gloss of Love Spell. This is a staple, like, palette for me. So the fact that Love Spell is leaving makes me very sad. Now I am gonna go in and I'm gonna finish this up with this is actually my Saint perfume illuminator. So again, multi-use products. We're going to get our scent in, and it is Saint 1, which I really like. Go a little bit behind the ear, literally using this as my perfume, a little on the wrist. And then I'm gonna grab my Perfector, and I'm going to generously get a little bit on there and just add a little bit of additional glow with that rose gold illuminator. That's the color. And these again will discontinue at the end of July. So I did stock up on all 7 and 2 of number 1, just because I'm worried they're never going to come back. So that is it. How to get a polished look in under 10 minutes, all from one compact. It really couldn't be simpler. So in the description box below, I will include my custom color match form for you if you would like a customized shade match. If you just want to go ahead and put together a maybe monochromatic palette, so you have something that always makes sense and always looks cohesive and is very quick to do, I will put that link below as well. And of course, all the details and links to anything that we talked about in this video. I hope you found today's video helpful. If you did, I would love it if you would give it a big thumbs up. That really helps my channel and grows our community. And of course, I would love it if you decided to hang out with us permanently and hit the subscribe button. Be sure to turn on your notification bell so you know every time I upload, which is every week. And that is it. Thank you guys so much for being here, and we'll see you again soon.